All right. Good morning. Sleep well. Okay. No garbage trucks making noise outside. Let's start with the meditation, okay? Buddha said, first stage step of meditation, turn off your cell phone. Jenny owes $50 to Diamond Mountain. You owe $50 to Diamond Mountain. America, not Singapore. Just kidding. Just kidding. Blow your nose. We're going to go through the preliminaries for meditation. It's the same as the preliminaries in the Three Treasures book. And if you don't have a Three Treasures book, can somebody hold up a Three Treasures book? Yeah, if you don't have one, you should get one today, this morning. They're in the bookstore, I think. Okay? You need one. You can't meditate without one. Okay. Okay, let's go. So, many people ask me about Vipassana and Shamatha. They want to know the secrets of meditation. And these preliminary practices, the things you do before you start meditating, are a big secret to shamatha, perfect meditation. Because you can't meditate if you have some negative things in your mind from the last few weeks, and you can't meditate without your heart teacher's help, whoever your heart teacher is. So this is part of shamatha, big part. So relax your eyelids. Pull in your stomach slightly and keep it slightly tensed. Small smile on your face. Don't get too serious. Relax your fingers. And relax your shoulders, the muscles of your shoulders. Watch your forehead, don't let it get tight. Watch your eyelids. Make sure they're relaxed. And then slowly come to your breath. Today let's just do long exhales. Let's not try to count to 10. Just see if you can focus on nice, long, slow exhales. then please invite your heart teacher to come and sit with you. Could be a historical teacher like Jesus or Buddha, Muhammad. It could be someone you haven't met yet, some ideal teacher in your future. Could be someone who's alive now. But whoever you feel close to, could be your parents, just an inspiring friend. Try to capture the feeling of sitting with someone that you very much admire and love. Try to capture the feeling of affection rather than a picture. Then we bow down to them in our mind by thinking of some beautiful quality, one of the many beautiful qualities that someone we have chosen as a teacher must have. Focus on one. Then make them an offering. Could be beautiful flowers that you imagine, or beautiful sunset, beautiful sky. Best offering is your practice. Even Master Kamalashila talks about our Buddha offered his practice to his lamas for over 200,000 lifetimes recently. So think of some small success you're having or attempts you're making and offer them to your teacher. Then open your heart, try to feel like you're opening your chest in the way that you unbutton your shirt. So you're unbuttoning your chest and baring your heart, showing your heart to your Lama, and talking honestly about your bad habits, faults, to help make them clean. This will really help your shamatha. And then today we'll choose something good we've seen somebody else do. There are lots of good examples at Diamond Mountain. People working very, very hard to serve us, help us. Dedicating their whole year so that we can have good retreats here. And just share with your Lama a few examples you've seen of people who have sacrificed their own lives, what they would like to do, and they're working really hard here to keep it ready for us to do retreat. Then ask your Lama to teach you all the teachings that come to us during the day. Happy ones, Dharma teachings, Dharma books, and difficult teachings like a good friend correcting us, or even someone criticizing us. They all come from our teacher ultimately. So ask your teacher to keep teaching you, whether they are easy, inspired teachings or whether they are difficult teachings that improve us. Then ask your Lama to stay close, stay near, stay in your life. We must have done something good in the past to have someone who's interested in us, wants to help us. Ask them to keep trying, even if we're very stubborn sometimes. can ask your teacher to stay in your heart. And they slowly start to rise up off the ground, still facing you. And as they rise up to the level of your chest and then the level of your face, they start to get smaller. And when they rise above your head, they turn and face the same way as you. And then they come down softly on the top of your head, maybe a few inches high, 3-4 inches high. You can feel the soft pressure of a small teacher pressing on the top of your head. Then invite them into your heart. And they shrink smaller, size of your thumb, and then the size of a pea. And they melt into the top of your head. And they start to come down in front of your spine, through your central channel. You can feel their progress down central channel, through your skull, to your neck, to your throat, and then to your chest. And then they keep shrinking. It's much easier to hold your focus in meditation if you shrink the object to something tiny. So shrink it to the size of a grain of sugar. Put them in the very center of your heart. Almost like they're sitting in a globe of crystal. And they're very relaxed and happy, themselves always happy, but also very happy that you are meditating, you're trying your best. And they agree to stay there all day, all night, constantly influencing us for better, constant inspiring and good influence on us. Then thank them and come to your breath again. 3 long exhales. You can think that each exhale is sending your Lama's blessings out to the world and the good karma of your practice, making a peaceful world, happy world. Then you can slowly open your eyes. Take a stretch. People are always asking me the secret to vipassana and the secret to shamatha. That's a big one. Okay. Then they say, well, you taught that already. And I say, yeah, but you didn't do it. Every day, okay? First thing in the morning, especially on retreat, okay? And, that's a big secret. They say the best way to hide something is put it out on a table where everybody can see it. Okay, so do we have a printout yet of the... Can we pass them out, or are they secret? Okay. Okay, good.
I just got the Chinese file.
To them. All right. Could I have one? It's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I have. It's okay. Okay. All right. By the way, meditation number 20 from last time. The guy's, he's plunging. He's pushing a plunger, which is what sends the electricity to blow up the dynamite. You've seen it in all the movies. There really is a thing like that. Okay. And you have to imagine that meditation's about that gap between the cause and the effect, okay? When does the circuit close? You know, how many atoms have to touch before the electricity can pass? And what's the edge of the atom look like? You know, how can two things touch? Okay, and you have, just the picture has meaning, okay? And I've told you before, but I'll tell you again, if you can memorize the pictures, you will remember the meditations, okay? And then you don't have to use a paper, okay? So that's what the photos are for. It takes a long time to find them. And the first picture is of you teaching diamond cutter to somebody. Okay? All right. Third picture is what? You can talk in the class to me. What's the third one? What's the third? Stream enter. Okay? Someone entering the stream. It's called the first of the four fruits. In Buddhism, we talk about 4 fruits or 4 results of your practice. First one is called entering the stream. Okay. And we didn't quite finish it yesterday because it got late. Okay. And by the way, V and me, I was sitting thinking about whether I could finish Kamalashila 3, so I decided to finish it. So I'll just I split it up and we'll cover a certain amount every day, and it might take more than what the schedule says, okay? But that way we just finish it, okay? All right? Okay. So, all right, here we go. Master Kamalashila about meditation 21. Meditation 21 from last time, level Kamalashila 2, is about how does a person who's seen emptiness, how does an Arya, directly, how does an Arya feel about what they did? You see, because if they thought that their study and practice and meditation caused it, right, in a way that touched it, you see, like the dynamite thing, it's connected to the dynamite plunger. Does your effort create spiritual results? There's a really nice bunny running around outside. And then you have to understand, the nature of efforts that you make and then spiritual results that you get, okay? And even when you reach a place where you understand that things are coming from the seeds you planted by being nice to other people, right? You have to understand that getting to that place also is a result of being nice to other people, okay? So when you get to a place because you've been understanding seeds, don't forget that that place also comes from seeds, or you will be kicked out of that place. Okay, got it? Then Master Kamalashila divides a sentence into 3 parts. The sentence is, now I have reached the goal of entering the stream. Now I have seen emptiness, okay? He takes that one sentence and he divides it into 3 parts, okay? And he says, now I, when you say now I reached stream enter, who's I? Who's me? Okay? And maybe at that moment you forget you yourself, your body, your own thoughts are popping out of karma seeds that you planted last week, okay? So when you say, I did it, I reached the goal, then you have to remember. If you don't remember, Michael is coming out of the seeds that he planted last week or 2 weeks ago. If you don't remember that, you get kicked out of your understanding. Okay? The minute you say, I did, boop, you kick out. Is there an I? Yes. Is there Michael? Yes. Okay? Why did he have a good idea called Arya? Why? Because he shared Diamond Cutter Sutra with other people, which connects to the first picture we had. So everything connects, okay? Got it? Thank goodness I was trying to help Rosa last week understand Diamond Cutter, because now I saw emptiness, That's I, okay? I have attained is dangerous, the verb of the sentence. I attained, okay? I did. But there's no did either. Okay? There's just seeds opening. Okay? Even in your own mind. You are the listener. You are listening to thoughts that are coming out of seeds that you planted last week. If you were talking mean about somebody else last week, then when those seeds open in your mind, your own mind feels depressed. Okay? People ask me, can you use Buddhism to treat depression? I say no. It's too late. The seeds open. My Lama used to say, you can't push a tree back in the ground. There's a really nice ash tree here. How long has it been here?
It's a mountain ash.
Mountain ash? I want one. I mean, don't get me one. I'm just saying I'm going to get, that's doing pretty well. 12 years? Oh, that's too long. I want to grow a tree fast enough to have a tree house to meditate in. But we haven't found a tree yet. We're working on it. Anyway, when you hear thoughts in your mind of depression, it's because you made someone else sad a week ago or a month ago in a little way. And those seeds grew, they doubled every day, and now you have to listen to them, okay? You can stop next week's seeds by being encouraging to other people this week. But once the seeds are opening and the words are coming out and you're listening to them in your mind, you can't stop them at that point. That's like trying to stop a tree that you watered and you put the seed and the fertilizer, and it's too late. You should stop planting trees if you don't like them. Okay? Then you could stop it for next week. Okay, so I reached the direct perception emptiness. Be careful about the reached, the verb. That's another chance for your mind to think. That's coming from its own side. Okay? It's another chance to make a mistake. And when you make that mistake, the idea in Kamalashila and the idea in the Dhammapada Sutra is you get kicked out of it. You get pushed out of seeing emptiness. Because you said, I reached. Okay? Is it wrong to say you reached? No. But just understand that every time you have a spiritual breakthrough, it's because you helped somebody else have a spiritual breakthrough. Okay? Okay. Obviously that would reduce your pride, right? Okay, it's not really you. Okay? Okay, and then the last chance in the sentence to make a mistake is with the object of the verb. I reached the goal. The goal. I saw emptiness, the goal. I reached the direct perception of emptiness. Okay? Then that's a third chance to get kicked out of your level of understanding, because you think the goal is coming from its own side, and it's not. Okay, that's also created specifically by sharing your understanding of emptiness with other people. And there's this famous DCI question: Geshe, how can I help other people make money if I want money, if I don't know how to make money? That's why I don't have money. So why you want me to teach? How can I teach emptiness to other people so I can see emptiness? Because that means I don't understand it when I'm teaching it. And Buddha said, ready? As much as you understand. Okay? That's okay. You understand 5%? Teach 5%. Be honest with other people. Don't say I saw emptiness 10 years ago and I'm sharing it with you. You can say I went to many classes on emptiness. I slept through most of them. But I understood like 5% and I'm going to share it with you. And then that's the cost to reach the goal. Okay, got it? So in this picture, what's the picture? Quick. Yeah, it's a lady on the river offering to get you into the stream. She's already in the stream, right? She's trying to share what she understands, as much as the 5% that she understands. Come to the river with me. Try to see emptiness, okay? All right. He goes into some logic about all this. It's kind of difficult. It's like taking out the garbage. I took out the garbage this morning. It's kind of difficult. It's stinky and, it's more fun to have coffee than to take out the garbage. And sometimes when you're reading a book like Kamalashila and you get to a hard part, you want to just skip it, like taking out the garbage, Then I try to slow down, or I try to stop and tell myself, you can't have dessert until you finish your vegetables, Okay, so here it is. He's talking about the goal, and he's talking about why it's not self-existent, okay? So I reached the goal. So goal, he says it's either a produced thing or an unproduced thing, okay? Almost everything in our world is produced by causes, okay? Almost everything. Almost everything we come in contact with all day is produced by causes. There's a few things that are not, like 3, okay? Abhidharma says 3. Namkadani Gopani. Space is one of them. You guys, many of you learned the 4 spaces meditation. And that idea that you are sitting in a place, in a space, even if this planet was blown up into dust and it went away, and you were evaporated by some bomb or something, still the place that you are occupying would be there. It's unchanging, and no one made it. It's always been there, and it will always be there. Okay. So he says, what do you think is the goal of seeing emptiness directly? Is it a produced thing or an unproduced thing? Huh? It's produced. I mean, like by studying Kamalashila. Okay. It's the goal is produced, right? The object of the goal is not produced, right? Emptiness is not produced. It's the absence of the second husband. Okay, the husband who yelled at you, who's not your fault. Okay, we talked about it in the Lamrim class. Okay, all day long there's 2 husbands in your kitchen. One is coming from what you did last week. One is not. That's not my fault. I didn't do anything. Okay, you can take a deep breath because it's a one long word. It's not my fault, I didn't do anything. He's yelling at me, but I don't know why. I just came home, I just opened the door, And that husband, who's not your fault, is never there. Was never there, will never be there, cannot be there now, okay? The fact that he's not there is emptiness. Oh, Geshe-la, that's not mystical enough. Sorry. The goal of emptiness is to stop your anger, for example. And that will stop your anger immediately. If you understand this irritating husband came from you, then the only person you can blame is c'est moi. It's you. Okay. Alright? And then you can't get angry. I mean, maybe you can get upset at yourself, but you can't get angry at the other person didn't do anything. It's not that you didn't do anything, they didn't do anything. Okay? Alright. So if the goal of seeing emptiness directly is a now I'm going back to Kamalashila. If it was a produced thing, it has to fit what Buddha said all through the sutra, which is ke me, kyewa me, kakpa me, in the words of Nagarjuna, which we're going to do next year. Nothing starts and nothing stops. Okay? So if the Buddha was correct, then the goal, entering the stream, seeing emptiness directly, never started. So can it be a produced thing? No. It never started. Produced means somebody put the seed and the fertilizer in the water and the tree came out, okay? The goal. But it's not. Buddha said nothing starts, okay? The seed, the water, the fertilizer of the mountain ash out there never touched the tree. The seed was gone by the time the tree grew. The seed never touched the tree. Okay? Got it? It's not coming the way you think. Yeah, nothing's produced. Therefore, the goal cannot be what you thought it was. Got it? All right. It goes back to, he says, saying the goal came from the seed of your efforts is like a rabbit horn. Okay? It means rabbits don't have horns. You can check these bunnies running around outside. And they don't grow horns. So it's an old example for something that can't exist. Okay? Reaching the goal cannot exist. That's why you have to try to reach it. Okay. Is it some kind of hippie thing where you go into the void and you don't try to think about nothing? I've met people who tried to do that for, years. And I told you in DCI, You can tell them, you need to turn up the volume of the Chinese, I think. But those people who think that's emptiness, they become forgetful. They can't find their keys, they lose their cell phone, they walk around like this. You ask them to do something for Diamond Mountain and they're like, you fire them. Okay, they're not functional. If you really understand emptiness, you should be super functional. You see, you should get things done easily and be happy and engaged and intelligent and inspired, okay? Not the opposite, okay? Stanley. Shishima. Yeah, I know.
That's what you mentioned about even the law of karma. Oh.
Even the law of karma.
Thank you, Geshe. Even the Lord of Karma, like if you do good, you get good.
Yeah.
It's empty. They're coming from you. They're not the way you think. Yeah. So you mean they could be the other way, like you do crazy things and you get good result. And you ask us to think about it.
What's the karma you did to create that consistency?
Right. Can I say they are the fact that if you do good, you get good? It's like a fact. It's unproduced. It belongs to the fewer, unchanging things.
Facts are unproduced, that's true.
So
truths are unproduced.
So that's why they are consistent.
Not exactly. There's changing things which are consistent also.
Changing things. Okay.
Long story.
All right.
Basically, what I wanted you to say was being consistent in how you behave with other people. Being consistently kind, or consistently on time, or consistently considerate, creates consistency in your life called karma, the laws of karma. Okay.
So it's possible that there's a world that don't have this consistency?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Kind of. But that inconsistency was created by a consistent result. Consistent cause. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to have this debate from Earl and other people. Okay. Okay. Now, I could stop giving you all these details, but I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe we go till noon, I don't care. Do we have juices today? Yeah? Yeah, thank you. I didn't remind you. And I was placing bets in my mind if I didn't remind you if I would get them. Okay. If someone didn't understand all these points, then they would get kicked out of being a stream enter. If they said, I reached stream enter and didn't understand what happened, they would be kicked out of stream enter. We said that several times. Then Kamalashila says, it's worse than that. If a person who saw emptiness directly said, I saw emptiness directly, and misunderstood the I saw and the emptiness, if they misunderstood those three, that would be the truth of suffering. They would be creating new suffering for themselves. Forget they get kicked out of Arya, okay? Arya is the truth of the path. Arya is the truth of the end of suffering. There are 4 truths in Buddhism, right? But if a bodhisattva misunderstood the level they reached, it's not only not the level anymore, it's new suffering. It's new causes for suffering. Okay? Anytime you misunderstand anything, you are creating new causes for suffering. They got kicked out of the truth of the path. They got kicked out of the truth of the end of suffering. And they got kicked into new suffering. Okay? Every time you misunderstand anything, you create more trouble for yourself. Okay? So Kamalashila is like, Buddha's being nice. But all Buddha said was, you get kicked out of your Arya. But he says it's worse than that. You're creating new suffering, new link number 1 in the wheel of life. Okay? All right. We won't get anywhere. It's up to you. Don't complain that I went on too long.
Sorry. Do you mean while the stream enter is seeing emptiness to have this thought, or after
It would
they've
have
come
to
out
be-
of meditation?
It would have to be after. But even if they start thinking about themselves in a correct way during, they would still get kicked out of the direct perception.
Okay.
Because yourself is not ultimate reality.
I didn't know it would be possible for them to have that thought after they saw emptiness because they've
It's
had
not
this shift
really.
in realization.
Buddha's
Yeah.
just being exaggerating.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. He wants us to understand how tricky things are. Okay. All right. Remember that Master Kamalashila tries to connect each part to one of Subhuti's 3 questions. Which one do you think he's talking about in this section? Remember, there's 3 questions. How should we live? How should we practice? How should we think? Yes, how should we think, because that's all about yanwa. Don't get distracted. Don't let your mind get distracted. In meditation practice, getting distracted means thinking about lunch when you're trying to think about your Lama. And I always make a joke, sometimes in my meditation, this beautiful Lama's face become a big sandwich. Slowly. I mean, I don't notice it until after the sandwich came out. Then there's a nice beautiful body and a neck, and there's a sandwich on top. And I'm like, oops, I got distracted, in meditation. That's not what we're talking about here. What are we talking about here? You're really good on understanding your husband's coming from you. You come home, you are tired. When you're tired, you make mistakes, okay? You just came home from work, you're tired. When you're tired, you make mistakes. You come in, your husband says something unkind to you. And because you're tired, you forget your understanding of emptiness. And you say, okay, ready? 1 deep breath. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Why is he yelling at me? Okay, then you get angry. Okay. By the way, we're going to have that flow chart later. Kamalashila gives the whole flow chart. Okay. What goes on in those seconds when your husband yells at you? Okay. How you get hurt. Okay. So this section of the sutra relates to the 3rd question. Don't get distracted, meaning don't forget he's coming from you. It doesn't mean thinking about hamburger when you're trying to meditate on your Lama. Okay. Then Buddha goes through the other 3 fruits of Dharma practice. They're called the 4 fruits of Dharma practice. Stream enter is the first one. What's the second one? Yeah, once returner means you come back to the desire realm one more time. Okay? You saw emptiness. It helped you overcome your bad habits. And you're almost clean, but not quite, so you have to come back to this realm one more time. This is the class for the students who are worse students. This planet called Earth is the place where they put the worst students. Okay? The better students already went to other places. Okay? So it means you flunked, you can't go on to the next class. You have to stay here one more time. Okay, like 1st grade or 2nd grade, They say, okay, everybody else can go to 3rd grade, but you have to stay in 2nd grade. Okay. Then what's the 3rd fruit of virtuous practice? Non-returner, don't have to come back to this realm. Okay. You get to go to 3rd grade, but you're still in elementary school, which is like a terrible place. Okay. You can go to form realm, formless realm. Okay, you don't have to come back to this place. This place is miserable. Okay, nothing goes right here. What's the fourth result? Arhat. You don't have to come back. You don't have to. You are never again. Are you forced to come back to this world? Okay, you can come back if you want to help people, but you don't have to. Your karma and negative emotions aren't forcing you back here. Yes, question.
Do those of the who have to return or haven't become arhats, do they remember what they had? Do they remember the direct perception of emptiness?
Yeah, good question. When you see emptiness directly, on that day, you see your future lives, and you see this beautiful thing that. You see your death also. You say, I will die in this world, and I will come back to this world. And you know, a kid who's 1 year old came out of mom, they don't remember, okay? But they have a bakchak. They have a seed, karmic seed, okay? And then they always get bakchak sepa. Bakchak sepa means, I don't know, when they're like 16 or something, they have another experience from their past experience. And then part of the powerful karma of seeing emptiness directly is that in future lives, you will always be born into an environment of Aryas. There will be people around you who are always talking about emptiness. They're only interested in emptiness. You'll be born into that place in the desire realm of people who understand emptiness. They're always talking about emptiness. So you'll be brought up by people who do it all the time, and then they will. Then at some point your seeds reassert. It's called reassert themselves. Bakchak sepa. Okay, no questions. Questions later. We won't finish. You guys will be mad at me later. Okay. Kamalashila goes into the meaning of the word arhat. I taught you it already. Arh, Sanskrit root arh, means to be worthy, to deserve something. Okay. Ant is a present participle. Deserving. You are worthy. Okay. He explains it that way. Ari in Sanskrit also means enemy, Ari. And han means to kill or to hit somebody. And in some words it changes to him, like hin, like ahimsa, no killing. The English word gun comes from hin, okay? The root han, okay? So the Tibetans translated arhat as enemy destroyer, Ari Han. And sometimes in a scripture like this one, you'll see the teacher explain Arhat as someone who is worthy. So you can do it either way. Where you split the word, you can explain it either way, okay? Worthy of what? The whole world make offerings to them, okay? And try to remember that whatever word you choose, enemy destroyer or worthy one, deserving, either one is just a name and a conception placed on parts by you. Okay? Which brings up an interesting point. He goes deeper, okay? And I'm going to go with him, okay? I don't care how long it takes. We'll take 2 juice breaks. I don't care. The second one, you can drink water. Okay. He goes to a very interesting question. You see, some people become an arhat, worthy of offerings and respect, and the whole world respects them. Okay? You know, they become Arhat, deserving of respect, and the whole world respects them and sees them as an Arhat. Okay? Wow, he's an Arhat. I love you. You are so special. Please teach me. Okay? Then some Arhats are born into a place where people hate them. Okay? I don't know, like Jesus, or several people tried to kill Buddha during his life. We talked about it in Thailand. I told you some of the stories. I didn't tell you all the stories because they are very depressing. But some people, they reach a high spiritual place and then people just criticize them, or they even try to kill them, okay? Then Kamalashila says, whose fault is that? Okay? So he divides our hearts into two kinds. One of them, people recognize them, they, oh, Arhat, you are so cool, you know. And the other kind, people hate them and crucify them, or, you know, criticize them, okay? It's the emptiness of an Arhat, right? Some people will see them as holy, and some people will see them as threatening, okay? But whose fault is it? It's the Arhat's fault, okay? So Buddha's like, don't forget even that, even Arhat. If the Arhat is criticized, crucified, etc., in our belief, it's because they were hurting people in the past. And I believe the main karma, which is a very common karma for people who reach that stage, is that they were judging other people. Maybe not verbally, but mentally. They were going around the world and stop at Circle K on the way from Tucson, and everybody in the Circle K, they're like, this person's stupid, this person's just a lazy person, this person looks kind of fat. You know, they are judging. And then when they reach Arhat, people judge them. So he says, let's try to be the second kind of Arhat. When we get to Arhat, let's try to be the kind that's admired by everybody. And you can start working on that now. When you go home to China and you go to Tucson Airport, and you have to stop to go pee-pee halfway, which is where I did my 3-year retreat. Don't judge the people in the store, okay? Try to be open-minded. It's a good exercise to say, there's one person in this store, not me, who's the Buddha. Which one is it? The fat one, or the lazy one, or the old one, you know? And then you create this karma that when you become an Arhat, people will respect you and honor you instead of criticizing you, okay? All right. And by the way, the next part in the sutra, Subhuti says, I'm not like bragging, but I am an Arhat. Okay? Subhuti says, yeah, Buddha, that's all true, you know. How do you know? I'm an Arhat. Okay. Then Master Kamalashila is like, why would Subhuti admit he's an Arhat? Usually, when you reach Arya, for example, we don't talk about it. We don't tell people we're Arya. Why? They won't believe you. When they don't believe you, they make super bad karma. It's one of the worst karmas a person can make, okay? So, you're actually hurting people. I'm an Arya, I don't believe you. Boom, they just got really bad karma, okay? So Aryas don't talk about it. It's very rare for an Arya to say, I'm an Arya. So, why do you think Subhuti here, he doesn't just say I'm an Arya, right? He says, I'm bigger than an Arya, I'm an Arhat. In the middle of the Dhammapada Sutra, he's not even supposed to be talking. He's the student. The old Buddhist system of teaching. Students never talk. I like it. Then Subhuti says, oh, Buddha, by the way, I'm an Arhat. You know? Why do you say that? Think about what's the last thing we talked. What's this section? Yeah, good. He's saying it's okay to say you saw emptiness if you understand where it's coming from. Then if you don't understand and you say you saw emptiness, you get kicked out of Arya. If you do understand what happened, you can say I'm an Arhat. Okay, got it? Nick's correct. Okay, it's okay to say I'm an Arhat. You don't get kicked out of Arhat by saying I'm an Arhat. You get kicked out of Arhat by saying I'm an Arhat and not understand where it comes from. Got it? So Subhuti's trying to give an example that it's okay to say you reached a certain stage if you understand what you're saying. Okay? It's not wrong to talk about it. It's wrong to talk about it and think it came from someplace other than your seeds. Okay, that's all. Okay. And then Subhuti says, by the way, if I said I was an Arhat and I didn't understand what it is, I couldn't even be an Arya. Okay? He says it that way. He says, I would get kicked out of, forget getting kicked out of Arhat, I would get kicked out of Arya. Got it? Okay. And those of you who are learning other Buddhist schools like Word and in the translator course, in his commentary here, Master Kamalashila is making a distinction that Arhats, some of the Arhats in the Sutra even, like Subhuti, may not have seen the emptiness of things. They only saw the emptiness of themselves. They saw the emptiness of person, which is the first one you always see. Vivian's first direct experience of emptiness will be the emptiness of Vivian. And then Kamalashila is saying they can see the emptiness of themselves, but not of things, which refers oftentimes to their parts, okay? Even for Arhat. But that puts Master Kamalashila in the lower middle way school. Okay? And we'll study it some other day. That puts him in the lower middle way school. And his teacher was Shantarakshita, which is lower middle way school. Okay? What's that mean? Why should I care he's lower middle way school? What's the main idea of the lower middle way school from the 6 kinds of emptiness?
50% comes from the object.
Yeah. Okay? My mind puts the parts of the car together. My mind puts the parts of the pen together. If I shared pens in the past with other people, I have a seed in my mind. When that seed opens, pens come out. Pictures of pens come out. And when I look at these parts, okay, 2 parts, because I shared my things with other people in the past, I see pen, okay? And a dog didn't share. They shared chew toys in the past. Okay? Their mind, their seed opens in their mind, pen doesn't come out, picture of chew toy comes out. Okay? Got it? Because they shared chew toys in the past. Now, lower middle way school. Lower middle way school. But where did the 2 parts come from? Okay, I understand my mind puts them together. I understand. But the 2 parts were there before. Okay, that's lower middle way school. The 2 parts were already there. Then my mind put them together into pen under the influence of a seed that I planted last week by sharing my stuff with other people. Got it? Lower middle way, but the parts are there. And then my mind puts a picture on them. Okay, got it? What would the higher middle way say? Parts also come from you the moment before. And there's nothing out there. Okay? Everything comes from you. Okay? They go higher. Okay? But so he's kind of in the lower middle way. Why would he be in the lower middle way? Why are we studying lower middle way? Oh, we think that way, and also, yeah, we created the book. But in his time, which is also the time of Xuanzang, lower middle way was very popular. And his students were probably lower middle way, so he had to teach that way. Okay, all right. You want to go deeper? I don't care. Let's do it. We're just planning a nice dinner, right? We have time. I promised her a nice dinner. Last thing about that. In the database, okay, so when I prepare for these classes, I can check 1 million pages. I can check most of the best books written in the last 2,000 years, okay? Because of the kindness of John Brady. Thank you. And okay. So, just for your interest, there's a debate. Somebody said, well, didn't Kamalashila know about Nagarjuna? And they say, yeah, he knew about Nagarjuna. So didn't he study the sutra called Sandhi Nirmochana? Means written by who? The Buddha. Okay, what's the name of the book? It's called What I Really Meant. Okay, and one of the most famous commentaries to that was written by Yuan Tse, student of Master Xuanzang. So we're going to translate that. Beautiful commentary. So somebody said, is it like he didn't understand that sutra? Okay. And somebody said, no. He understood it. It's Nagarjuna's idea about the sutra is correct. Okay. Nagarjuna was correct. Master Kamalashila said, we should understand the 3 turnings of the wheel according to Nagarjuna. And Nagarjuna said, the 2 parts are out there before you have the picture. Got it? You ready? I'll say it again. Kamalashila said, people said, you don't follow Nagarjuna? He says, of course I follow Nagarjuna. Then they said, well, what did Nagarjuna teach? He said the 2 pieces are out there before, by themselves, and then the picture come out of my mind. Did he use Nagarjuna to understand the Buddha's teaching? Yes, but he used it the wrong way. Okay, got it? He misunderstood Nagarjuna also. He says, I support Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna said the pieces are out there already. Okay, got it? Did he follow Nagarjuna? Maybe he followed the words, but not the meaning. Okay, got it? Okay. All right, we finished one meditation. I'm going to go... By the way, I canceled a lot of the meditations from class 2. I had 45 or 47. I made them into like 20-something. If you want the new class 2 manual, you can talk to Nick or something. Okay. It was too many. Okay, I'm going to do one more, then we'll take a break, okay? Juice break. What's the next photo? Yeah, somebody writing. Notice the page is empty. Okay? And the meditation is called, How Did Our Buddha Receive His Teachings? Okay? So our Buddha taught Dharmakaya Sutra, our Buddha taught Heart Sutra, our Buddha taught all these sutras, right? After he became Buddha. But what did he study? Okay? And how did he get Dharma teachings like 1 million years ago? Okay? And what's the answer? A proof of gratitude. What's that mean? Anyone want to guess? Yeah, nice. Okay? He got Dharma teachings to become Buddha in his time only because he paid respect to other Buddhas and he thanked them. He says, thank you. Okay? The cost to get Dharma teachings is just say thank you, okay, to the teacher, okay? That's all. Gratitude. Thanks for teaching the Dharmakaya Sutra, okay? So our Buddha is a Buddha, that's proof he got Dharma teachings. He's Buddha, it's proof he got Dharma teaching. If he got Dharma teachings, that's proof he thanked his teachers a lot. How many times? Ready? Classically, we say there are 3 thank you periods in an enlightened being's life. Okay? There are 3 thank you periods in an enlightened being's life. Okay? Before they became Buddha, there were 3 periods of thank you, thank you, thank you to their teachers, to their lamas, to their Buddha, okay, in their world. Okay, 3 periods. During the first period, they thank and serve 75,000 Buddhas. Okay, that's called beginner. Okay, the second period, they serve and thank 76,000 Buddhas. So we already got 151,000. So far, total 151,000 Buddhas. Third period, they thank 77,000 more. Okay, so it's 75, 76, 77. Okay. How many is that total? Is it 228? Somebody add it up. You okay? 228? The human computer says 228. So, to get a sutra like the Dharmakaya Sutra in your world, okay, you must have thanked and served 228,000 Buddhas in 228,000 past lives to be here today. Cool? Okay? And he's talking about our Buddha. Must have done it to other Buddhas. Okay? Then in the Dharmakaya Sutra, they start talking about that. And I'll give you the quotation from the Dharmakaya. Okay, ready? Buddha said to, Subhuti, Subhuti, what do you think? Did I receive any teachings from a Buddha? You know, did I receive teachings, for example, from a Buddha called Dipankara? Dipankara means who makes light. The Buddha who makes light, okay? Did I receive teachings? And Subhuti says, no. Because there was no teaching that you received when you received your teaching. Okay, got it? That's why the picture has a blank page. Who made the Dharmakaya Sutra? You did. You wrote it, okay? Next time you have to give a resume to get a job, you can say, by the way, I wrote the Dharmakaya Sutra. Okay. What was the karma that allowed you to write the Dharmakaya Sutra? I was thanking my teachers, my parents, my school teachers, my friends, okay? People who hurt me. I thank everybody. Okay? And that's how I wrote the Dharmakaya Sutra. Okay? That's why it appeared in my world. Okay? It came out of the seeds of being thankful, even to people who hurt you. Because they probably do more to develop you than the people who are nice to you, right? In my case, I know that's true. Okay? Got it? All right, that one was pretty painless. Let's see if I can make it more complicated. Kamalashila says, one of the main causes of understanding emptiness is to thank other people. Be grateful to other people. Okay. And the last thing he says, okay, this is an easy one. Just by the way, if you get inspired by this section and you say, I want to thank more people in my life, be careful that you don't think those people are not coming from you. Okay? So you should probably thank yourself at home and then go thank them. Okay? Don't forget that the people who are nice to you and help you, this retreat center, you created Michael Dunn. Okay? And you created this guy who wants to stay out here and take care of the retreat center. Okay? You created that. So thank him, but be careful at the same time to thank yourself. Okay? Don't forget where he's coming from. Okay? Otherwise, the thanking gets messed up. Okay? It's infected by self-existence. Okay? Got it? All right. How long we been going? 2 hours. Oh my God. An hour and a half. Maybe it's pee-pee time. Okay? How long should we take? What kind of break? Ruski говорит 10 минут, да. He said 10 minutes? They need 15. It's America. Let's take a 15-minute. First, Luksa Sogre. Luksa Sogre. First, Luksa Sogre. Nick. No. Prepare an empty space for the juice. Okay? All right. Let's do a mandala. Harold, you gonna do one? You got this mandala up here? Okay, let's start. When you interrupt a long teaching, you can just, when you come back, you can just do a mandala, just a Sashi Puki, okay? You ready? Guess that? Venerable guess it. Puki Joshi Metatam Rira Bingshi Inde Gyambadi Sangye Shindu Mikte Uagi Doku Namda Shinla Chepashon Inam Guru Rabba Mandana Kamnaya Tayami. All right. Next section of Master Kamalashila's commentary of the 18 points, I think it's number 7. And it's called the dream to create your own Buddha paradise. Okay, the dream to create your own Buddha paradise. Okay, your own. And he says it's to overcome an obstacle, and the obstacle is not having a big enough vision. Okay, the obstacle is not having a big enough vision, you know. So I don't know, David Stumpf and I, we've been trying to, I don't know if you remember, it's been about 7 years. We are trying to remove one big rock from the road. We drilled a hole in it, we put special stuff in it, it's still there. It's still, you know, breaking oil pans and stuff. And so him and me, we were focusing on this one big rock on the road. Couldn't dig it out. And Dr. Wu came, he said, well, let's just pave all the roads, you know. And we're like, that's an idea. And he says, then people can get to the hotel we're going to build here. And we're like, You know, he said, you should have rooms right here. People shouldn't go have an orange juice and a green drink. They should go back to their room, relax on their bed, you know, have it delivered, a green drink, and then come back to class, you know. This is not a good arrangement. You can't get back to your room, right? You need a car. He said that you should put some, not a hotel, but some, we call guest suites, you know. So, I don't know. I like to hang out with him because his vision is so big, you know. We built a little college in Sedona. He says, yeah, that's just the beginning of the university, right? There's going to be 1,000 students there. I said, well, okay. And that'll be one of the ones that we build in Germany and Mexico and China, right? I'm like, yeah. You know? You know? So this section is supposed to be about don't make your vision too small. In Tibetan it's called Mikpa Chunga Yila Chepa Gomba. In your meditation, don't make your vision too small. And the Buddha says, okay, the conqueror spoke once more. Suppose, O Subhuti, that a bodhisattva were to say, I am working to bring about my paradise. Okay? I am working to bring about my paradise. Then Buddha says, that bodhisattva is a liar. Okay? He says very hard thing. He says, you know, suppose some bodhisattva has a big vision and they're going to build their own Buddha paradise. We call build your paradise, right? In Buddhism you have to build it. You can't just go there. Okay? You have to build it. Like Diamond Mountain. If you can't build guest suites at Diamond Mountain and put in a road, how are you going to build a Buddha paradise? This is just a little one. Okay. Then he says, and any bodhisattva who says he's going to build a paradise, that bodhisattva is a liar. Okay? All right. And that's because that be careful about looking ahead into the future at the Diamond Mountain you want to be here in 5 years, right? Or the university you want to build in Berlin or wherever. You know, and when you're looking ahead to that dream you have, don't think of it as something that happens. It's something that grows. Okay? Things don't happen. They grow out of seeds that you plant. Okay? And in the beginning at Diamond Mountain we had a nice policy which I think Susan Sarachni instituted as a board member. Every month we gave away some of our income to a competing retreat center. It was very hard. You know, we were talking about fundraising. I had like 20 ideas. Then she's like, can I say something? And I'm like, all right. And she's like, maybe we could just give some of our income to a retreat center that competes with us. And everybody's like, you know, duh. Maybe that's a good idea. Then I remembered at that time we had a debt for this property. We had a big debt. And we went to the bank on Tsongkhapa Day, I think, and we paid it. We paid the debt for this whole land. There's no mortgage on this land. And the bank people are like, wow, you're 30 years early. And we're like, yeah. They said, how much you charge your programs? Nothing. How do you make money? Duh. You know, and we give away our money to competing Dharma centers. Okay. All right. I don't think we follow that policy that strongly right now, so maybe we do. Okay. All right. So you have to understand that a Buddha paradise, which Diamond Mountain is halfway there, is coming from seeds in your mind. Okay? helping others to get to their Buddha paradise. Okay. Then Kamalashila refers to Zele Chungwe Sunam Dun. Say Zele Chungwe Sunam Dun. Dun means 7. 7? And there are 7, how do you say Zhongwen? Qi, 7 kinds of karma that are called, what do you call it? Compounding interest karma. Compound means you get interest, then you get interest on the interest, then you get interest on the interest on the interest, then, okay? It keeps growing like that. And there are 7 kinds that are special karmas for Liko. Make special karmas for making your Buddha paradise. 7. Okay? First one. It's called Kungarawa, which means build retreat cottages and gardens for other people to use. Okay. And, some people do these things by instinct. Okay, that's the first one, Kungarawa. Second one, Tsuklakang. Anybody know what Tsuklakang? Tsuklakang is the ancient word for temple. So build temples for people to have classes in. So far, Mr. Dunn and David Stumpf and Sarachni and all these other people have 2 of them. The idea is 20 years later, if someone's using that temple, you get more karma on top of your old karma. Okay, every time someone uses that retreat cottage, you get more karma, even if you move to Australia. Okay, it doesn't matter. The karma follows you. Every time someone stays in your retreat cottage, you get more karma for your practice. Okay, got it? Number 3, Melten. Melten means furnishing the retreat cottage, especially with mattresses and bedding. Okay, Tahia? Understand? So some people have instincts. She bought all your bedding, by the way, and got that already. Okay? Yeah. Number 4, Tsoa Narma. Tsoa Narma means cook continuously for retreatants and people, attending these programs. Okay. Tsoa Narma means okay, excuse me, but it's the shape of when your nose is running and you get this long. It means you keep feeding people. Okay, Narma. It's also a stage in the womb. But anyway, so a Narma. Lobur Tuyonwa. Serving guests who show up at your retreat center, especially those who don't give you enough warning ahead of time. It's called lobur. Lobur. Guests who show up, especially they're not prepared and they didn't let you know they're coming. We have like 5 of those in ACI. They're permanent. It's a permanent ACI position. Every year they come late. I mean, they don't register, they show up. Okay. If you're worried and you're interested in these things, Lobur is the name of the adventitious Dharma body which you create. See, it happens suddenly, as opposed to the kind that's always been there. Created rather than pre-existing. Okay, anyway. Number, what? 6. Serving people on retreat who are not well, who have lung problem, they have medical problem. We had someone in Thailand fell off the trolley, right? Jasmine forced everybody to get insurance, and then we were so happy. Someone cut their head. They stepped off the bus and they fell down, and okay, so she got that kind of good karma. Okay. We're also very lucky at this program. There's a doctor here. He was trained as a surgeon. He used to cut people's hearts open and stuff. And then after that, he trained as a anesthesiologist. Put you to sleep before operation, which is a very dangerous position. You can kill people. And then he got interested in ACI courses many years ago in New York. Studied with my Lama. And then he sent out a correspondence course. Before internet, we used to send papers, thousands of papers out to people who took ACI courses. So he and his wife did all of those, and especially to prisons all over the world. So you have to have special papers to send to prisons because they don't want anything they can use to make a knife or something like that. So he took care of many, many hundreds of prisoners, give them free ACI courses, and then for many years, I think 30 years, every time Dharma person gets sick, they just call him, he checks them, and he gives them medicine without payment. Okay? Understand? Pretty cool karma. And he's here today, and it's Michael Moore. Thank you for coming. I heard it's the first week. He gives anesthesiology to prisoners who they don't have money. So he does it for free in the prison. And this is the first week he had off in 7 years. Okay, so thank you for coming. Yeah. All right, we are lucky. Number 7. Helping people who are particularly poor, particularly having emergency, like our New York center, 3 Jewels, now works with the city of New York to teach meditation and yoga to homeless people. And that's the 7th kind. People really don't have any money at all or no support. Okay? All right. Those are 7 specific karmas to get your Buddha paradise, okay? If you understand where it's coming from, you know you cannot go there in a long march Chinese rocket. It's not somewhere past the moon, okay? Tushita paradise is here, right? You make enough good karma, it will be here, okay? You don't get there by getting on a airplane, a special rocket, okay? You make it with those 7 kinds of karma, for example. Then Kamalashila says, why did Buddha say kshetra vyuhan? Say kshetra vyuhan. Kshetra means field, but it means Buddha paradise, okay? Pure field. Vyuha is like Ganda Vyuha Sutra means to put it together, to put together your Buddha paradise, okay? It's like putting together a vacation to Hawaii, right? Anton Kratasuit. You have to get the money ready, you have to go online, find a nice hotel, make sure there's a good surf there, and arrange to rent a surfboard, and have someone take care of your cat, and that's called Vyuha. So here, Kshetra Vyuha means set up your vacation to your Buddha paradise, okay? Vyuha. But Vyuhan is plural. So Kamalashila says, why did Buddha say Buddha paradises? Okay? Yeah, each one makes their own in the same place. Okay? Each one makes their own paradise in the same place. Some people say, like Tahia told me, Geshe, this is the most beautiful piece of land in the whole United States, you know. And then other people said to me, Geshe, this is the suckiest piece of land in the whole United States, you know. And they're both true. Okay? Okay, depends on your seed, right? Okay. So Kamalashila says each one of us will make our own Buddha paradise, okay? And that's why Buddha said plural. Then okay, I'm just going deep and I don't care about the time. But I'm not going to go that long, okay? Don't worry. Say matak machepar. Matak machepar. Very famous Madhyamika word. Matak machepar means if you don't look too closely, everything's fine. Okay? If you don't look too closely, the world is okay. You know, you start looking closely, you realize, like if you say, how can the seed for that tree cause the tree? If the seed never exists at the same time as the tree, how can the seed affect the tree, right? Then you look too close. Then the tree is impossible, okay? So mata majepa means, you know, don't become dysfunctional. Don't go around the world like, oh wow, that green drink's not possible. You know, that orange juice, the orange is impossible, you know. So you have to deal with the world, you know. Mata machepar. It's okay. There's orange juice. Drink it. Okay? Don't like get weird. Don't get a weird Buddhist, okay? There are weird Buddhists, right? Everything's okay. Buddha paradise is Buddha paradise. You will go there. It will be there. But at the same time, remember you are making it. Like the Diamond Cutter Sutra. You created the sutra, and you create your Buddha paradise, okay? That's your job. It seems to me like a good way to create your Buddha paradise is to volunteer at Diamond Mountain. Because like 6 of those things are here all the time. You know? Seems to me it would be a really efficient way to put together your Buddha paradise. Okay, Vyuha. But how you talk about the paradise, okay? How you talk about your paradise. If you say, I'm going to go to Tushita heaven because my Lama blessed me or something like that, okay? I'm going to go to Tushita heaven, all right? You already a liar. Because when you say heaven, you think it's already there. Okay? You think, you know, it was there a long time ago. Some Buddha probably worked really hard, built it, and then you get to go there if you're a nice person, okay? When you say, I'm going to go to Tushita paradise, I'm going to do Amitabha mantra and Jo, and I will go to Amitabha's heaven. Already you made a mistake. Already you're a liar, okay? There's no such thing. There is no Amitabha heaven, okay? There's no there you can go to. You have to make it, okay? The part of Amitabha's heaven that you go to, you have to make it. Okay, got it? And if you use the word Amitabha's paradise in the wrong way, you're a liar, because that word has no meaning. There's no such thing. Okay, got it? That's why Buddha said, if someone say I'm going to make my paradise, then they do not speak the truth. He said, okay, got it? Just nod. All right. Then Buddha says, remember, don't stay in colors, don't stay in shapes, don't stay in sounds, don't stay in smells, don't stay in tastes, don't stay in touches, and don't stay in thoughts. But he already said that part. It's a repetition. Then Kamalashila says, why does Buddha repeat it? And in this case, he says, some people already forgot. Okay? During the teaching, by this time, some people forgot Kamalashila number 1, right? Yes. So Buddha said it again. Okay? So don't think he's crazy. He has to say it again. Okay? Want to go deeper? You have time? You don't have an appointment with a wild pig? Which of the three questions relates to this question, to this part? You tell me. She says number 3. Yeah, it's a distraction. It's talking about the third question of Subhuti. How am I supposed to think? How am I supposed to focus? And Buddha says, focus, when you're talking about Diamond Cutter Sutra, means you don't think your husband come from his own side. That's distraction. Got it? Okay. You want to go deeper? Okay. He says there's 2 kinds of distraction. Jondok and Kundab. Say Jondok. Kundab. Very famous in mind-only school, for example. Jondok means you believe something is there which is not there. You believe something is there which is not there. In the case of the husband who's not my fault is not there, but you believe it is there. So we say overestimate, overrate. There's nothing there, but you make something. Then it's called overestimate. Too much. There is no husband there who's not your fault, but you create one. And that's our most common mistake, okay? We make people there who hurt us and we don't understand they come from us. We create them where there's nothing, okay? But Kamalashila says, in this case, you're doing the opposite. What's that mean? Your distraction is the opposite kind. Something's there that you could have that you think you couldn't make. Something's there that you could make, but you think you can't. What? Guest suites at Diamond Mountain. Pave all the roads at Diamond Mountain. Make 3 universities around the world for people to go to, or make your paradise. So he says, in this case, the distraction is underestimate your capacity. Oh, Geshe, I can't even make a new toilet in my retreat cottage. How am I gonna build a Buddha paradise? You know, okay? Like I can't figure out the refrigerator. How am I gonna build a Buddha paradise? I figured it out yesterday, but it took a while. Okay, we were so happy when we got it going. Yeah. Okay, so don't underrate yourself. You are a paradise maker. You are a Buddha. Give birth to. Okay, you're a special person. You can give birth to Buddhas and you can create paradises. Don't underrate yourself. That's a kind of breaking Subhuti's third question. You are distracted. Underestimate yourself. Okay, got it? Cool? All right. Then he goes on, in the sutra he goes on to, hey, how about the people going to stay in my paradise with me? Okay, who's going to make them? Me. Okay, that's easy. I'm not going to teach you that, okay? He mentions somebody with a big body. Okay, he says, you're going to have people in your paradise with a big body. And Kamalashila says, that's Rahula. Rahula is like this deity, God, who's as big as the planet. Their body's as big as... They use planets like marbles. They play games with planets, you know. Bang, like, ding, bang, 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 bang. I got 3. Okay, let's try. Okay, they play with planets, okay? Big guy. But even that body is coming from you, okay? Even big ones, okay? And that's, okay, I'll go very fast through a very complicated thing. And that's because their body of the people you make in your paradise are neither one nor many. They are not whole and they are not parts, okay? Do they have parts? Yes. They have arms, legs, head, okay? The people you're going to live with in your paradise, like your mom or your dad, you're going to meet them again. They're going to be in your paradise, okay, for sure. Okay, then are they one thing or are they many things? Are they many pieces or are they one thing? Neither one. Neither one, okay? Is it one thing or two pieces? Then in Buddhism we say neither one. Why? Two pieces aren't there by themselves. That also coming from me. When I put it together, it becomes one thing. That also coming from me. How many pens which are pieces coming this way? None. How many pens which are one thing coming this way? None. Therefore, nothing is one or many. Okay, got it? And therefore, everything is one or many. No problem. Mayo Winty. Okay, let's go. We're almost done. That's so easy. We're getting there. Which one are we on? Is there any more? Oh my gosh. Yikes. I'm going to try not to rush, okay? I'll try to relax. You too, okay? I'll give you one more pee-pee break, don't worry. Meditation number 24. Karma, stupas, journeys, and teachers. So one of the biggest things in the ancient India was the Ganges River. And if you ever, I don't know, if you go from Varanasi to West Bengal, you have to cross, some places the bridge is like a mile long. The Ganges is big. Okay, then Buddha said, Subhuti, try to imagine all the drops of water in the Ganges River. Okay? Got it? Then he said, imagine that each of those drops of water becomes another Ganges River. Okay? Ganges rivers equal in number to the drops in this Ganges River. Okay? And then suppose each one of those drops is its own planet, is a separate planet. And then suppose somebody covered those with diamonds or gold and offered them to the Buddhas, okay? Would that be a good karma? Would you get a lot of good karma? And then of course the Buddha says yes. And then Buddha says, if you teach one verse of this sutra to another person, it's more good karma. Okay? Alright? It's more good karma. Then Buddha starts going crazy and saying all the good karma you're going to get if you teach this sutra, okay? And Master Kamalashila summarizes it in 4 different kinds of karma, okay? Ready? So this is meditation 24. I put 4 words up there: karma, stupas, journeys, teachers, okay? These are the 4 things that are going to happen if you teach the diamond cutter in New York or Singapore or Guangzhou or wherever you are. Okay? Here we go. Number 1, you make a huge good karma. Okay, we talked about it. If you're interested in the sutra, the words are, they would indeed create much merit. Subhuti says, they would indeed create much merit. Okay? That's indicating the first of the 4 results of teaching the diamond cutter. You get there's an English word which I can't say, especially with V here, but something load of karma. Okay? Secondly, that place where you taught it becomes a stupa. It means that becomes a holy place, you know. I was teaching the Dhammapada Sutra in a small hotel room. There was no place to sit. We were sitting on the bed. Everybody was sitting on the bed. And if people in this world really understood how important it is to talk about these ideas, then that bed in room 3648 would become a holy place. And people would come there just to walk around the bed all day and do mantras. You know, I was thinking we have to push the bed into the middle of the room, so there's enough room just enough room to walk around in. Okay, then you laugh, but it's true. You know, people go to these temples and maybe nothing ever happened there. You know, it's just biggest one. People like, I built the biggest temple. I have the biggest Buddha. I went to see the biggest Buddha. Forget it. You know, if you teach Jingan Jing correctly, he said correctly, right? in a Shimbaka, in a Starbucks in Guangzhou, then later generation should walk around that Starbucks to get good karma, because that became holy place. Because something really important happened there. Not there's some tooth of Buddha that's maybe a tooth of a dog, we don't know. You know, forget it. Or it's the biggest Buddha in Asia, or forget it. That Starbucks become more holy. Okay, that becomes real stupa. Okay, so I like it. Everyone's going to be walking around Starbucks. Starbucks can get more business. American economy go up. Okay. By the way, in the sutra, the words are, that place becomes a stupa. So those are the direct words in the sutra. Third one, journeys that are difficult to make are made easily. Okay, journeys, spiritual journeys. Okay, spiritual trips, spiritual tasks become easy. Things that were difficult to do become easy. Okay, and the sutra word for that is, they become someone truly wondrous. Those people who teach it, those people who study it, become special people. And Kamalashila says, that means those people can make their spiritual trip easily. Something very difficult, long journey to Buddhahood, for them becomes easy. Okay, that's a third one. Journey, easy journey. Fourth one, very cool. Okay, anytime anybody in this room or listening online teaches Diamond Cutter Sutra, one sentence to another person, then the Buddha is there. Okay, then the Buddha is there. All right. In the Starbucks. Then you say, you mean am I the Buddha? You have to think about it. Okay. Buddha is there. Then Kamalashila says, where in the sutra did Buddha say that? You want to hear? Yeah. Quote from the sutra. This is because we can say that the teacher himself is in that place, as well as every other spiritual teacher who ever lived is in the same Starbucks at that moment. Every Lama, every Guru, every teacher in history is also in the same Starbucks. It's really crowded in the Guangzhou Starbucks. When you teach Dhammapada Sutra, they all come. They all want to see you do it. It's so cool. Who said that? Buddha said that. Not Kamalashila. Okay, Buddha said that. Then Kamalashila says, by the way, the reason the Lord Buddha talks about drops of water in a big river or ocean and talks about diamonds and gold is that teaching the diamond cutter is like water for the planet. It's like ocean for the planet. It's like jewels for the planet. It's most precious. and it's everywhere, like water. You know, emptiness is everywhere, like ocean water, and it's precious, like jewels. Okay. All right. So he there's a reason why he used the image of jewels and water. Water is the most precious thing on this world, right? You can't live without water. Then in this section, the Buddha is called two other names. One is Tathagata, the person who went that way. Tathagata, the person who went that way. And he's also called Arhat, ultimate Arhat. And he's also called the totally enlightened one. 3 names. They give him 3 other names. Tathagata, the one who went that way. Arhat, enemy destroyer. And the totally enlightened one, Samyak Sambuddhaya, Samyak Sambuddha, totally enlightened one. Okay. Then Kamalashila says that also has meaning. Gone that way. Why is Buddha called gone that way? Tata, gata. Okay, went that way. He says that way has 2 meanings. That way, meaning number 1. He took care of other people's needs and he took care of his own needs. Both. Tata. That's how he made his journey. He took care of what other people needed and he took care of what he needed. Tata. That's how he did it. That was his style. Con stilo. Ultima. Alright. And thus also means emptiness, of course. Tata, that way means emptiness. Okay. Dachomba, Arhat, means destroyed negative parts of himself. Destroyed them. Okay. Fully enlightened Buddha means got all the good qualities. He's complete. Okay. So those 3 names are added here. All right, we finished meditation number 24. We're still going. This one's pretty easy. I mean, we can do it pretty quick, okay? Number 25. What's the picture? It's a guy. Is he like bored or is he excited? He's excited. Yeah, he's excited, okay? Because the sutra here starts talking about, again, about teaching, okay? And Buddha says, you should explain the Dhammapada to other people, and you should teach it correctly. Okay? And then Kamalashila says, what's he mean? Why does he divide it like that? Explain means to explain the words of the sutra. Okay? Like we just did Tathagata, we just did Arhat, we just did Samyak Sambuddha. Explain the pieces of the words. That's easy. Okay? Teach it correctly means get the student excited. Teach it correctly means get the student excited. Okay? If the student is bored, you're not correctly. You're teaching it, but not correctly. Okay, it's very interesting. He doesn't say you have to explain emptiness correctly. He says, if you don't inspire your student, you're not teaching it correctly. To inspire your student, you must be a good example. Okay? You must be a living example. Je veux premier. You should be a, right? You should be a living example. Okay? They should look at you and say, Harry met Sally, right? Should I tell a bad story? Stanley's like, yeah. Excuse me. Okay, I didn't make this movie. It was made by somebody else. I mean, there's a movie called Harry Met Sally in America. Old movie. And It's a guy and his girlfriend. I didn't see the movie, I just saw one small part. Then they go to a restaurant, you know. And Harry says to Sally, so, you know, tell me the truth, you know. I'm like the best lover you ever had, right? When I make love, nobody can do it like me, right? And she looks at him and she says, not really. And he gets angry. He says, what do you mean? She says, you're not really so great, you know, in the bed. You're just kind of like average, you know. Then he says, no, I'm really great. And she says, no. He says, every time we make love, you're like, I must be great, you know. She said, you never heard a woman can fake it? He says, you're not faking it. It's real. She said, no, sometimes I have to fake it, you know. He says, I don't believe it. She says, I can fake it right here, right now. He says, no. She says, you want to see me? Yeah, you try. Then she starts going, Then everybody in the restaurant's like this, and she's going, and he's like, everybody in the restaurant's like this, you know, wow, what's going on? And then this old lady comes in, very well dressed, she has pearls, expensive suit, business suit, older lady. She comes in, she sits down. She's like also watching this lady, and then she's like, the waiter comes over and he says, what would you like to have for lunch, you know? And she says, give me whatever she's having. I'll take the same thing. Why I said that? He's excited. The old lady's excited. Like, I don't know what she's having, but I want it, you know? So when you teach, it should be like that, okay? Like, it shouldn't be boring, you know? It should be, Kamalashila said, blah, blah, blah. You know, everybody's like, okay. It should be, everyone look at you and say, I want that, you know? What she has, I want that, you know? I told you many times I went to a meditation class to check my student, they're teaching good or not. You know, I sat in the back, I didn't say anything. Most people don't know who I am, you know. Then she's like, very nervous person all the time. And she was teaching meditation, then she got some cup of coffee, and she's like this. And you must be calm in the meditation. Then I was sitting next to these two ladies, and one of them said to the other one, you know, I don't know what kind of meditation she's teaching, but I don't want to learn it. That meditation, I don't want to learn. What she's teaching, I don't want to learn, okay? So Buddha said, teach correctly means teach after you experienced it, and you reached it, then teach it, you know. Don't be like, I don't want to learn what she's learning. That's the opposite of the lady in the restaurant. Okay, that's like the lady in the restaurant says, give me anything except what she's having. Okay, got it? Okay. Just one more point there. There's a word in Heart Sutra called Chukki Namdange Tingenzen. Buddha goes into meditation at the beginning of the Heart Sutra. He doesn't say the Heart Sutra. It's a discussion between two students. He's in meditation. But that meditation has a word called dharma pariyaya. Say dharma pariyaya. And I always wondered about this word pariyaya. It means, usually, that word means a synonym. Like Arhat, enemy destroyer, deserving one. These are all synonyms. They all mean the same thing, okay? So for many years I wondered about what's this word mean? And it comes in the Dhammapada Sutra. He says, anyone who teaches Dharma Pariyaya Dhamma Cutter, okay? Anyone who teaches this particular presentation, So I learned to translate it as this particular presentation of emptiness called diamond cutter. Okay, this particular presentation is called paryaya. Okay, then he explains it. Kamalashila explains it. So if you're interested, it also comes in the Heart Sutra. It's a weird word in the Heart Sutra. He says it means this presentation of emptiness as opposed to, rather than, wrong ones. Okay? Rather than wrong ones. Okay? That's all. Buddha keeps saying anyone who teaches this particular presentation of emptiness. Okay? This whole section relates to what Kamalashila calls not getting into wrong teachings. And he uses the word chi. In Sanskrit it's bahir. Outside teachings. Outside teachings. So if you don't know Buddhism very well, you can say, Master Kamalashila is saying, don't study Jewish teachings, don't study Christian, those are outside, okay? But what's it really mean? Yeah, wrong teaching about emptiness is outside teachings. Don't go to outside teachings. And then Kamalashila says, he's not talking about Hindu, Christian, Jewish, Muslim. He's not talking about outside like that. He's talking about Buddhists who teach emptiness are wrong. That's outside. Don't go to outside teachings, okay? Got it? Just nod. I know you're tired. I don't care. All right. I think we got 2 more to go. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, what's the next picture? Sailing ship. Okay, sailing ship. Ship for old ship sailing. Okay, with these sail for the wind. Now, this is a cool part in the sutra. Subhuti says to Lord Buddha, I like this sutra you're teaching today. I really like it. What's the name of the sutra? You know, later when we talk about it, what's the name of the sutra? The Buddha doesn't say diamond cutter, okay? Nowhere in this sutras does Buddha say diamond cutter. Diamonds aren't mentioned in this sutra. Only the title is diamond cutter, okay? And the title is exquisite. The title is the best title you could give to any book, okay? It's exactly correct. And if you don't know about it, buy the Diamond Cutter business book and it's in the first few chapters, okay? Diamond is important. Cutting the diamond is more important, okay? Anyone who calls the Diamond Cutter Sutra the Diamond Sutra doesn't get it at all. Nothing. Throw it out. If you see that book, throw it out. Okay? Anyone who calls the Diamond Cutter Sutra Diamond Sutra doesn't understand anything about the sutra. Okay? Don't even open it. Okay? Sorry, but that's how I really think. Okay. So what does Buddha say? I think you should call this book Boro Bolamido. Prajna Paramita. Okay? You should call it the perfection of wisdom. That's all. Sometimes it's called the perfection of wisdom in 700 lines, I think. Okay? He says, call it the perfection of wisdom. And then Kamalashila starts to explain the word prajna paramita. Okay? Prajna paramita. Perfection of wisdom. In Chinese, boro bolamido, right? Boro bolamido. Okay. Same word. Para means the other side. Para means the other side. Other side, yeah. Ita means gone. And it exists in English in the word exit. X means out, it means gone. Go out. It means go out. Okay? This is the place to go out. So, ita, and then M on the para means the object of this verb. So go across. Go to the other side. Param ita. Paramita. Sorry, just kidding. Param ita. Param ita. Long A. Param. Yeah. So it means gone to the other side. But, as Choni Lama points out, it's really paro to chinche, paramita maker. It's not gone to the other side. It gets you to the other side. The other side of this ocean, Pacific Ocean, is Guangzhou area, Shenzhen, Hong Kong. Okay, that's param compared to San Francisco and Los Angeles. Okay. But you haven't gone there, you're going there, okay? This sutra takes you there. This is not Guangzhou, it's the ship. Okay, got it? So the word is gone already to the other side, but it means the ship that takes you to the other side. It's not the other side. Got it? Okay, the word is a misnomer. The word is not correct. It's not a perfection. It's a perfectionizer. Okay? It makes you perfect. It's not a perfection. Okay? We are not studying the perfection of wisdom. We are studying wisdom which makes you perfect. Okay? It's not a perfection yet. Okay? So the word is mistaken. The ship is the perfection of wisdom. Now I ask you a question. Is the book a perfection of wisdom? No. The idea is perfection of wisdom. Understand Kongxing. Understand your husband takes you to the other side. Understand he's not there. The one who's not your father is not there. That takes you to the other side. If the book teaches you that, we can give the book that name, but it's just a name. It's not the book is not the idea. Many people have the book and they still fight with their husband. Right? It means it didn't take them to the other side. Okay. They have the perfection of wisdom in their house. They pray to it every morning. They read it every morning. And then they get up and fight with their husband. Then that wasn't the perfection of wisdom. Okay. Got it? Okay. All right. Other kinds of knowledge are not this because they cannot take you to the other side of the ocean of pain. That's Kamalashila. Other kinds of understanding are not prajna paramita because they cannot take you to the other side of the ocean of pain. So the ocean is pain. Ocean is trouble with your husband. Okay? Ocean is trouble with you. If you have this idea, you can cross it. If you don't have this idea, nothing else can help you. You can go to a marriage counselor, they will tell you stuff, stop squeezing the toothpaste from the left side, squeeze it from the bottom, your husband will be happier, No, people say stuff like that. But it doesn't fix it forever. Okay, all right. I'm going to read you one more thing and I'm going to stop for today, because I think you're getting tired. And we'll just have to do a longer one a different day. There's a beautiful prayer in Tantra, Vajrayogini, Jinkan Yujammo. And there's a famous prayer called Kacha Shel Sang Tawe Munlam. It's the prayer to see her beautiful face. Okay, it's called the prayer to see her beautiful face, her beautiful smiling face, of the woman of the sky. Okay, which is Vajrayogini, highest Buddha. The highest Buddha is a woman. Okay, don't tell all the men. Okay, and it's a prayer to see her face. So many of you studied here at Diamond Mountain Tantra. You know this prayer. And it's secret. But there's a part in it from the Lam Rim. So I'm going to read it to you because then you can understand the ship. Ready? Okay, this is just for good luck. Those people who come to Lamrim regularly, I will teach Tantra later. Those who don't, I will not. Clear? All right. You don't have to come every time because then you'll be bankrupt and your husband will leave you. But try to come, pretty frequently. Okay. All right. Don't be crazy, but just when you can. Okay. Okay. I pray that by the power of the good karma of studying this diamond cutter, okay, this is the prayer. I may be taken under the care of a Lama who possesses every qualification, because these are the real source of every spiritual goal. May I always please my Lama and never be apart from him or her. Okay. And by the power of this deed, may I board the good ship of spiritual leisure and fortune. May I set the white sails of constantly remembering my death, and that wind will make the ship go. Okay, remembering my death. And then on the trip I should have the fair winds of carefully observing the laws of karma and its consequences, which you will learn in Guadalajara, and you already learned in DCI. And may that wind carry my ship across the terror of the sea, of the cycle of pain that we live in now. Okay, that's a prayer. Very famous ship. Okay.